as a done deal. Approve trustee Grimsby as chair of the Township Refuse Committee. It was suggested at the last meeting that she be the appointed, and we didn't have it on the agenda last month, so we did it this time. So we could have a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right. Those in favor, aye?
Aye.
You want some discussion?
Yeah, any discussion?
You still want to do it?
I think we had that discussion last month without the vote.
Well, I did speak with Attorney Alonji because we were, the initial format was set up as an advisory, although it appeared that it may have changed, and that's when the letter was sent in to the AG to get a clarification. So I had asked him if we need to form a committee before we actually appoint a chair. So if you'd like to give a little insight
Sure,
on that.
I could give you some feedback. I did get a call from the AG's office. Edie Steinberg, Assistant Attorney General, called me. And she merely advised me to look up and review Illinois versus Stuckel, S-T-U-K-E-L, 01CH 19168. And I have a copy here for anybody who would like a copy. I handed one to Lorraine. And this case is very thorough in explaining the difference between public bodies and informal bodies. And it has a checklist, not a checklist, a itemization of things that tend to mean that it's a public body versus an advisory body. Some of those things that make it, to make the difference here between the two is who appoints the members, the formality of the appointing, whether the members are paid or not. Does the committee itself have bylaws, or is there a state statute authorizing the rules and regulations of the committee? Is it solely advisory, or is it deliberative and investigative? Is it accountable to the public body? Does it have a budget? Is it impactful of its decision? When it makes a decision, is it the last word? And so the naming somebody a chair of a committee isn't the be-all and end-all of whether it's a public body or whether it's an advisory body, but these sorts of things are. So the more formality, the more investment in money, the more bylaws, statutes, etc., that give authority to the body, the more likelihood it is a public body and not an advisory body. So, having said that, I'll hand out the cases so that everybody has them for further reference if they want to look at it. So, that tells me that we can have an appointed committee chair, Lorraine, and trustee Lorraine, and still not meet the formality of a public body. That begs the question as to whether we should have notices and such. That's another question, but this is the reference case that the Attorney General asked me to review and use to help us understand the difference between public bodies and advisory bodies. Most of the meat of the case is at the last couple pages where it goes through those things that I stated in my brief summary.
Questions? Thank you.
And is that the last word from the AG, do you think?
I think so. I don't think they were going to spend any money or time to further assess this. But I haven't received any paperwork from her. I do have her phone number if anybody wants to call her.
I still think it'd be a good idea, if you agree or not, to do the simple task of publishing.
Well, I'm in favor of it because I think that it makes it simple. people who are sitting
are
at
in
the,
favor
I
of it?
am in favor of
Okay.
giving a simple notice, because I think it gives some Teflon coating to those innocent people who go to these meetings, so that they don't feel obliged to have to apologize for not having a notice present, and us having to investigate the veracity or not of a claim.
It also allows other people to know there's a
Come to the
meeting.
meetings, of course.
Right,
Of course,
right.
absolutely true.
So we'll do that.
That's your call.
Yeah. I'd like to do that, so.
Should we, maybe under new business, actually vote, is that as an official policy?
Yeah, we could.
Well, why don't you vote to put it on the agenda for the next meeting to make it the official policy, but you should do that at the new business.
Okay. We could do that in line with the, when we discuss committees, the different committees that we have at the township. Make that an agenda item right after or before, falls in line with the same subject.
So you still have a vote as to whether you want to approve trustee Grimm's.
I was just gonna ask if there are any more questions or discussion about.
Same question, still wanna do it?
Yes.
All right. So, all right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
May I
Vote.
ask who made the motion and the second? I don't recall.
I believe I made the second.
And Kathy has a second.
One.
Thank you,
Uh,
Kim.
It's over on that end of the table.
All right.
Sure.
Thank you.
We don't have Bill to second the motion.
Let's do it.
It's not-
All right, now we're down to item 8. Approve policy